Ladies and gentlemen, forget rap beefs, forget courtroom chaos, forget reality TV meltdowns, because what just went down between 50 Cent and T.I makes love and hip-hop Atlanta look like a Sunday school picnic. We're talking shots fired, tempers unleashed, and a twist so insane it could only come from hip-hop's most chaotic family, the Harrises. Yes. While T.I and 50 were trading blows like two heavyweight champs fighting for the title of Petty King of Rap, King Harris slid in with a move so shocking it's got the culture clutching their pearls. This isn't just beef, it's beef flam. It's messy, it's loud, and it's got more plot twists than a Tyler Perry finale. 50 Cent didn't hold back. T.I didn't stay quiet. And King Harris? He just threw gasoline on a fire already raging hotter than Atlanta in July. The memes? Explosive. The celebrity reactions? Absolutely savage. And the fans? They're watching like it's the Super Bowl of scandals. So grab your popcorn, lock in your Wi-Fi, and maybe even call your lawyer, because the saga of 50 Cent versus T.I with King Harris' shocking move is about to unravel, and trust me, you won't believe what happens next. When it comes to rap beef, nobody plays dirtier than Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. And when it comes to defending family, nobody goes louder than Clifford T.I Harris. So when these two titans of trolling collided, the internet didn't just watch, it combusted. Add King Harris into the mix, and suddenly this wasn't just another rap spat. It was a generational soap opera, a messy mixtape of family, fame, and absolute foolishness. Let's rewind the tape. 50 Cent has been clowning rappers for sports since dial-up internet. Ja Rule? Buried. Rick Ross? Torched. Young Buck? Publicly humiliated. The man doesn't beef, he builds careers out of pettiness. And then there's T.I, the self-appointed king of the South, whose dictionary-sized vocabulary and expeditiously soundbites turned him into the philosopher rapper of Atlanta. Put them in the same room? Sparks fly faster than fireworks at a 4th of July cookout. The match was lit when 50 cracked one of his infamous jokes about King Harris' legal troubles. Expeditiously sentenced, he posted, alongside a meme of T.I screaming in court. The internet laughed, but Tip didn't. He fired back, calling 50 a clown chasing headlines off family pain. Within hours, social media turned into a boxing ring, with fans picking sides like it was Mayweather versus Pacquiao. And just when people thought it was another round of who can troll louder, King Harris stepped into the ring. That's right, the kid who spent years bragging about being street certified while live streaming from mansions wasn't about to stay quiet while his dad got roasted. Reports claim King dropped a cryptic Instagram live saying, "Y'all playing with the wrong family. Don't test me." Screenshots flew across Twitter faster than SoundCloud leaks, and fans instantly started memeing him. One caption read, "King Harris trying to be Suge Knight in skinny jeans." Another said, "When you're built for the streets but also for brunch." But while fans were laughing, insiders swore King was serious. The shocking move? He allegedly reached out to a producer friend to drop a diss track aimed at 50 himself. Yes, King Harris, whose rap career has less traction than a shopping cart with one bad wheel, decided he was going to lyrically spar with the man who buried Ja Rule's entire discography. Talk about bringing a water gun to a flamethrower fight. The internet reaction was instant chaos. Twitter lit up with threads like, 50 Cent versus King Harris is the beef I didn't know. I needed but now can't live without. TikTok creators rushed to imagine how bad King's bars would be, posting parody freestyles with lyrics like 50's old. His WIF's slow, my dad said expeditiously, so now I know. Millions of views poured in overnight, and King Harris became the accidental comedy king of hip-hop. T.I, however, wasn't laughing. He doubled down, going live to say, "My son a grown man. He don't need your commentary. Family over everything." But his fiery defense only made the memes worse. One fan posted a photo of Tip pointing in court with the caption, "T.I objecting to 50 Cent's jokes." Another wrote, "Expeditiously grounded." The internet had decided. T.I and King Harris were the Harris and Son sitcom. Nobody asked for it, but everybody wanted to watch burn, and then came the celebrity peanut gallery. Boosie, never one to sit quietly, hopped on IG Live and declared, "Man, they need to leave that boy alone. Y'all bullying King." Fans clowned him for defending everybody's kids but his own. Meanwhile, Meek Mill jumped in with his trademark vague tweets. "They want to break us down with jokes. Not just prison." The culture went into detective mode. trying to decode whether Meek was siding with T.I or just fishing for retweets, but the biggest reaction came from 50 himself. He didn't wait. He didn't hesitate. Within hours, he dropped another Instagram bomb, a picture of King Harris edited into a Get Rich or Die Trying album cover, with the title changed to Get Grounded or Cry Trying. Fans lost their collective minds. Comments flooded in, half screaming savage, and half begging King not to respond because it would end his career before it started. But King wasn't backing down. Reports claim he clapped back with a cryptic story, "We don't play internet games where I'm from," which, of course, sent fans spiraling because, newsflash, King is from gated Atlanta mansions with private chefs. The jokes wrote themselves. Twitter threads popped up like, "King Harris talks like he's from O-Block but shops like he's from Whole Foods," yet the seriousness of it all couldn't be ignored. What started as 50's trolling had escalated into a family feud, a generational clash, and now a potential rap battle nobody saw coming. And whether King Harris' move was brave or foolish, one thing was undeniable: he'd just inserted himself into one of hip-hop's pettiest rivalries. And the fallout was going to be spectacular, because in hip-hop, once 50 Cent sets his sights on you, it's not a beef, it's a burial. And the question everyone was asking, could T.I protect his son from becoming 50's next meme grave? If the first round of trolling felt like a warm-up, the escalation was the main event, and the crowd wasn't just watching, they were throwing popcorn, memes, and hot takes like it was a rap Super Bowl. The 50 Cent vs. T.I feud was already combustible. But King Harris, shocking move, allegedly preparing a diss track aimed straight at 50, poured gasoline on the fire, until it burned brighter than a Drake album rollout. The internet wasted no time. TikTok turned into a comedy club. Creators mocked what King's diss track would sound like, layering auto-tuned bars over trap beats with lyrics like, "50's old, I'm bold. Dad said I'm street, but my Wi-Fi's gold." One parody even had a guy rapping from a literal crib, bottle in hand, captioned, "King Harris spitting bars about the struggle of missing brunch." Millions of likes. Overnight, King wasn't just a celebrity kid, he was meme royalty, but 50 wasn't going to let TikTok have all the fun. He came back swinging with another Instagram nuke, a video of King Harris edited into power clips, with ghosts looking at him and saying, "You're not built for this." Fans howled. The comments section turned into a war zone, half roasting King, half begging him to retire before his career even launched. And while 50 was clowning, other rappers started picking sides. Snoop Dogg stayed cool, posting a throwback picture of him, Tip, and 50 with the caption, "Y'all chill. Smoke one, not shoot one." But Boosie? Oh, Boosie poured jet fuel on the fire. He went live again saying, "Man, y'all need to leave that boy King alone. He real with it." Fans instantly turned that into a meme, captioning it, "Boosie defending King while King ordering DoorDash in County." Meek Mill, never one to miss a vague sub-tweet moment, posted, "They always target the youth when they see potential." Fans debated whether he was talking about King, Harris, or trying to throw shade at Drake again. Either way, the tweet racked up retweets like it was Bitcoin in 2011. Even Rick Ross slid in with a sly jab. On IG stories, he posted a picture of lemon pepper wings with the caption, "This the only King I respect." Fans roasted him for days. Some joked Ross was just salty because 50 once ended his career with a baby mama video. Others said he was trying to reinsert himself into beef culture for relevance. Either way, the chaos just kept growing, but nothing fueled the escalation like the memes. Twitter was a wildfire. One meme showed King Harris photoshopped in a prison cafeteria, holding lobster tails, with the caption, "Celebrity jail menu starter pack." Another showed T.I in his courtroom outbursts next to 50 laughing in a fur coat, with the caption, "Expeditiously funny." The internet wasn't just roasting King, they were roasting the entire Harris family like it was a comedy special. And the fans? They weren't just laughing, they were taking sides like it was a Marvel vs. DC crossover. Team 50 argued he was the undisputed troll champion, dragging King and Tip with precision. Team T.I claimed 50 was bullying a kid and hiding behind memes instead of standing man-to-man. Comment sections turned into digital street fights. YouTube videos with titles like 50 destroys T.I and King Harris with memes and Why T.I will end 50 Cent expeditiously racked up hundreds of thousands of views. Everyone wanted to be part of the chaos. Then came the mainstream media circus. TMZ ran with headlines like 50 Cent versus T.I, the beef nobody saw coming until King Harris made it worse. CNN, trying to be hip, actually ran a segment where a stiff-suited anchor asked, "What does expeditiously mean? What does expeditiously mean?" The clip went viral with fans joking, even CNN getting roasted by T.I.'s dictionary. Meanwhile, hip-hop podcasts had a field day. DJ Academics went nuclear, screaming into his mic, "King Harris trying to drop a diss on 50? Bro. That's like bringing a water pistol to a nuclear war." Joe Budden leaned back in his chair and gave his patented disappointed dad speech, calling the whole situation a generational embarrassment. NORE teased getting T.I on Drink Champs to talk about it, but fans joked Tip would spend 4 hours defining expeditiously instead of spilling tea. But the escalation wasn't just talk, it had consequences. Word on the street was that T.I and 50's teams started throwing subliminals about pulling shows, blocking opportunities, and dragging each other behind the scenes. Some insiders even whispered that King Harris' supposed diss track had already been recorded, but it was so bad, even his own cousins told him to delete it. One leaker claimed a bar went, 50-old, his show's rerun, I'm young. Got drip, he done. If true, it was less a diss and more a middle school talent show dot, and yet fans couldn't look away. Everyone wanted to know if King would actually release it. Everyone wanted to see if 50 would respond in music instead of memes. Everyone wanted to see if T.I would turn his courtroom rage into a full-scale comeback track. The suspense was the fuel, and the internet was addicted. At this point, it wasn't just a beef anymore. It was a cultural moment. Proof that in hip-hop, chaos is currency. And 50 vs. T.I with King Harris. Shocking move wasn't just cashing in, it was writing a new chapter in the book of messy rap family drama. But here's the kicker. The story wasn't even close to over. Because if the escalation was this wild, the aftermath was going to be catastrophic. Careers, reputations, and family legacies were on the line. And once King Harris made his move, there was no turning back. By the time the dust should have settled, the storm only grew bigger. What started as 50 clowning King Harris spiraled into a cultural earthquake, and the aftermath left no one untouched. This wasn't just a beef anymore, it was a cautionary tale. A comedy special and a career landmine rolled into one. Let's start with King Harris. The shocking move that had everyone buzzing, that rumored diss track? It became the stuff of legend. Snippets allegedly leaked onto Twitter, and if they were real, they were catastrophic. One bar supposedly went, 50 Cent old, need 50 more, and King Harris roar. Fans roasted it mercilessly. "This ain't a diss track, it's a Dr. Seuss poem," one commenter said. Another added, "Bro fighting with nursery rhymes while 50's got battle scars." The memes flooded in. TikTokers pretended to be 50 Cent reacting to the track, spitting water everywhere from laughter. Twitter threads titled, "Worst Rap Bars of 2025?" featured King's leaked lines at the top spot. The kid wanted credibility. Instead, he became a meme mascot, immortalized not for being street certified, but for being studio certified cringe. And yet, in true celebrity fashion, King doubled down. On Instagram Live, he told his followers, "Y'all don't get it. I'm just getting started. This gon' put me on the map." Fans weren't convinced. One replied, "Yeah, bro, the map of Sesame Street." Another wrote, "The only thing you mapped was how to embarrass your dad." Speaking of T.I, the aftermath wasn't any kinder to him. His courtroom outburst was already viral, but 50's constant trolling turned it into a permanent stain on his wise elder of hip-hop persona. For years, Tip had styled himself as the professor of the streets, dropping lectures with words longer than most rap verses. Now he was the punchline. Late-night comedians replayed his expeditiously soundbite on loop. Fans mocked him with fake vocab quizzes. Headlines screamed, "From King of the South to King of Outbursts." Even his peers weren't kind. Rick Ross, still salty from his old feud with 50, laughed during an interview. T.I out here battling judges instead of rappers. Game posted cryptic messages about loyalty, which fans immediately twisted into memes of him photoshopped into the Harris family portrait. Once again, the internet proved that if you're down bad, it will kick you while you're there. And 50 Cent? He came out of the chaos like a dragon breathing fire, untouchable and undefeated. Every meme he posted went viral. Every caption had fans begging for more. His troll game was sharper than ever, and the Harris family feud became another trophy on his wall of destroyed reputations. People started calling him the undisputed memweight champion of rap, and honestly, they weren't wrong, but the aftermath wasn't just comedy. It revealed something darker, the fragility of legacy. T.I. built an empire on music, reality TV, and business ventures. Yet one viral courtroom explosion and his son's fumbling attempt at rap beef turned that empire into a laughingstock overnight. Fans questioned whether the Harris family brand was finished. They went from trap royalty to TikTok parody, one headline read. Brutal but accurate. Tiny, as always, was dragged into the mess despite barely saying a word. Clips of her crying in court became memes with captions like, Tiny realizing her son traded a mansion for a cell. She was cast as the tragic figure in a saga she never asked to star in. While her family unraveled in public. In the streets, they were split. Some respected T.I. for standing by his son no matter how messy. Others mocked King's street credibility, saying prison time doesn't make you real when you're still ordering Starbucks behind bars. The debate grew so heated, it felt like half of Atlanta was arguing at once. Then came the media frenzy. Podcasts, blogs, YouTube channels, everyone milked the feud like Kris Jenner with a scandal. DJ academics screamed for hours about King being the Ya Rule of Gen Z. Joe Budden ranted that kids don't understand real beef anymore. NORE teased bringing 50 and T.I. on Drink Champs together, which fans joked would end with somebody throwing a bottle before the first hour. And yet, beneath the laughter, there was sympathy. Some fans admitted King was still just a kid caught in a culture that eats its young. Others argued T.I.'s explosion was just a father's pain, magnified by fame. The mess was real, but the emotions underneath couldn't be denied. Still, in hip-hop, chaos sells better than compassion. And the Harris vs. 50 saga wasn't just a beef. It was a brand. Labels whispered about signing King just to capitalize on the attention. Streaming platforms pitched Docuzeri's ideas. One rumor even claimed Netflix wanted to call it Expeditiously Destroyed, the Harris Chronicles. Fans laughed, but no one doubted it could happen. By the end of the storm, one truth was clear: reputations had shifted forever. King Harris wasn't seen as a rising rapper, he was seen as a walking meme. T.I. wasn't the wise elder anymore, he was the dad who lost it in court and got dragged by 50. And 50? He wasn't just surviving. He was thriving, once again proving that nobody wins beef against him. Not rappers, not actors, not even entire families. But the cliffhanger? The culture is still asking, will King Harris release that diss track for real, or will it remain a leaked punchline? Will T.I. bounce back, or will this scandal be the one that overshadows his entire career? And most importantly, who will 50 target next, now that he's added another body to his meme graveyard? Because in hip-hop, the show never ends. And this episode of Chaos? It's just setting the stage for the next season. And there you have it, the beef nobody asked for, but everybody. Watch like it was the season finale of Power. 50 Cent came swinging with memes. Sharper than knives. T.I. tried to turn a courtroom meltdown into a fatherly flex, and King Harris? Well, he made the shocking move that will forever cement him as the internet's favorite accidental comedian. Forget chart toppers, this family feud just topped every trending list on Earth. But now the gavel's in your hands. Was 50 Cent just being the undisputed troll champion he's always been? Or did he cross the line dragging a kid into the crossfire? Was T.I. a father defending his son, or just a rapper trying to freestyle his way out of humiliation? And King Harris brave for stepping into the ring, or just a meme waiting to happen? Drop your verdict in the comments, because the internet jury has more power than the real one, and don't you dare click off without paying rent for this chaos. Smash that like button like 50 smashes careers. Hit subscribe harder than T.I. hit that courtroom desk. And ring that notification bell the way King Harris rings his live button every time he needs attention. Because tomorrow, another rapper implodes. Another family feud erupts. Another courtroom turns into a circus. And you better believe Expose Express will be right here, serving the receipts hotter than Atlanta asphalt in July. So stay messy, stay loud, and remember, in hip-hop, the truth doesn't bring closure, it brings chaos. This is Expose Express, where scandals don't just break. They explode. Just break. They explode.